Listen, in this video, I'm gonna be telling you guys how I plan to go from broke kid living in parents' basement all the way to an early retiree by the age of 35. Let's get into it. Now here's the thing, when people think of retirement, they think of going on these massive trips. They think of vacationing at all times. Maybe they think of spending money frivolously without a care in the world. However, your term of retirement is going to differ completely from the next person's term of retirement. You see, retirement for me is going to be when I achieve financial independence. And that's gonna be when I'm not dependent on that 9-to-5 job, that 9-to-5 income in order to pay my monthly expenses. Now you might be wondering, okay, how can I achieve financial independence? Well, I'm looking to do it through both investing in the stock market and investing in real estate.
Nice.
All right, so let's talk numbers. It's important to know exactly how much you need in order to retire. For me, obviously that goal is financial independence. So what I'm looking for is to have my passive income completely cover all of my living expenses on a month-to-month basis, a yearly basis, what have you. I just want my passive income in order to cover all of those expenses. Now what I would do is add those all up. And basically what I'm aiming for actually is to get around $50,000 a year in completely passive income. I would actually be living a little bit above the means that I'm living right now. I don't really spend all that much money, so it's important. And that's my overall goal. I want to achieve $50,000. Now, how do I do that? So there's a lot of great resources out there that can help you identify exactly how much money you need in order to retire. This is a retirement savings calculator right here, and this makes a few assumptions. Number one is that I want to retire by the age of, let's say, 35 years old, so 10 years from now. We're gonna say I'm gonna be retired for 55 years, living to a crisp age of 90 years old, and my average interest rate that I'm gonna receive on this portfolio is 7%. Now this is looking at the stock market in particular, and we'll go with the average annual inflation rate of 2% for a full picture of how much you need. Now I already identified that I want around $50,000 of annual income to cover all of my living expenses and then some. In the year 2032, that first year of retirement, I'd be withdrawing $60,949.72. That's for that adjusted inflation rate. And the last year, when I'm 90 years old, I'd be actually withdrawing $177,574. This is gonna take my portfolio value all the way down to $0 by the time I'm dead. At 35 years old, I would need $1.21 million invested. And you might be wondering, how are you even gonna get there just 10 years away? And it becomes a lot quicker as you start investing more money. If you have a high savings rate, things compound and the snowball effect takes place. You get there much quicker than you might think. One of the ways I'm trying to retire early is through real estate. So let me show you this wonderful property I got behind me. And this is really phase one in my step towards retiring early through real estate.
It's free real estate.
As you can see, we decided to go with a really open concept for this place. So we got an open concept here in the shower. Open concepts for the closets. Oh, we got an open concept for the toilet. Got some awesome, cool exposed brick. Very open as well. Also, we got this open concept between bedroom and living room. We got this open concept for my staircase. Open concept for the 2 bedrooms upstairs, and right into the closet you can access from anywhere as well. Now in all actuality, this is the first property that I have in my real estate portfolio for the BRRRR method. Bought this place for $342,000. It appraised at $350,000. So I had $8,000 of built-in equity right off the bat. Now we've been doing a lot of renovations and fixes. My budget's around $30,000. The house right over there that you can see kind of through the window, it's probably not gonna be really visible, it's washed out. But over there, that one sold for $450,000. So I've got a lot of room for built-in equity. That's exactly what we're going for. After we fix the renovations and do everything here, we're gonna be doing a cash out refinance to get to the next property. Once that is all said and done, all the renovations take place, this place is looking as good as it can. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna be cash flowing around $500 to $800 every single month, depending on the numbers when we're finally there. It has been a long time coming and I can't wait to get this all wrapped up. So you can already see how real estate is going to help excel me towards that FIRE number. However, I want to talk a little bit more granular, talk about these 10 years, what I'm going to be doing every single year in terms of investments, real estate properties, and bringing in more passive income. So this past year alone, I made more money than I've ever made before, over $150,000. This year, I was able to invest more than 1/3 of my income at $60,000 into the stock market alone, not including what I bought with real estate. So I have an insanely high savings rate and investing rate right now, and if I continue that, it's going to be so so much easier to hit these numbers. So let's say my starting amount I said before was $80,000. I want to retire in about 10 years, making the assumption that I'm getting a 7% return on this investment account. Annual contributions, obviously last year I did $60,000, but let's be conservative. Let's say I don't invest as much money. I put in $50,000 every single year. What number does that get me to? That's going to get me to an end balance of $896,000, so close to $900,000 in 10 years. So obviously I might have to work a little bit longer if that was the case. However, you got to remember my income is constantly increasing, and I'm trying to think of different ways to introduce more passive income streams. And you look at my rental income already from one rental property. I plan on getting a whole lot more in the future, but $500 a month equates to $6,000 every single year. That $50,000 number now becomes $44,000. If you guys look at my most recent video where I talk about how much dividend income I receive annually off of my $50,000 portfolio, I highly recommend going back to check that video out. I put a ton of effort into it, but spoiler alert, it's around $1,500. So now that $44,000 number turns into $42,500. Now, if we chart where I'm at, I am 15% of the way towards my FIRE number. And I'm so excited because I plan to purchase one new property every single year after this one is completely renovated and all fixed up. After I'm doing the cash out refinance, I'm not actually gonna have to bring that much money out of pocket to the table. So I'm really excited for that. And that's what's going to propel me to that $50,000 mark. Now, investing in the stock market, I continue to invest a set amount every single month, and that's going to increase as my income increases. That $50,000 mark becomes so much more achievable, and I can really break through that. So yes, the math isn't perfect, and retirement's going to differ for everybody. Now, the system sets you up to think that you have to be 60 years old to retire. You got to work your whole life, but it doesn't have to be that way. And there's going to be some people who make it this far in the video and think it's impossible to retire at 35 and think that there's no way that I'm going to be able to do it. However, what's the worst that could happen, right? Maybe I have to add 5 years onto my calculations and I retire at 40. At the end of the day, my goal is to not have to work a corporate job my entire life and be miserable. And I'm going to make this happen. So let's see.